Hi guys, this is Samantha K here from the Samantha K Experience. I'm here to tell you guys that it's free and easy to start your own podcast. Don't know where to start? Well, here's how. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Number one, it's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your home computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more podcast websites. You can make money from your podcast as well with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey, it works for me and I'm living proof. Hi guys, this is Samantha K and this is the Samantha K Experience. Welcome to a brand new episode of the new year. This is episode 19 of the podcast and I'm glad to be back with you all, out here listening to me, yours truly. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday and a wonderful new year. And I know that it's been a while and things have been a little crazy. But, with this new year, I'm hoping that things will be better for you guys and myself as well. So just sending you guys as many blessings as humanly possible. Today's episode, I wanted to discuss about The Kissing Booth Part 3. Now, this was based off of the trilogy and a series of movies and books. So just to refresh everything, I said at the last episode, on episode 18, I was going to talk about The Kissing Booth 3, and I'm going to do that in a short while. I think my thing was that I've watched the movie like months back, and I wanted to familiarize myself with it again, because I owe it to you guys to, remember what happened in the movie. And I think I know enough to, not give out too much spoilers, but to actually, just give my 2 cents on what I think happened in the movie and, my honest opinion. And I never want to lie to you guys, So Kissing Booth 3. So I remember Elle had a decision to make where she wanted to go to Berkeley or she wanted to go to, I believe, Harvard, that her boyfriend was attending. So she lied and told him that she got waitlisted to both schools. So she tried to figure out what she was going to do in the meantime. And things, of course, obviously never go well with Elle. Not to give away too much, but at one point I know that her dad starts dating again since she I guess she sort of moved out of the house and she's been staying with her best friend's family's home, and their mom has come to the decision, their family has come to the decision that they're going to sell I think it's the beach house. Yes, the beach house. And it kind of sets off a little chain of events for everybody, because that's a home where they grew up and, they've, weighed their heights and stuff. They, put the little markers on the doors and the door frame and whatnot. So there's a lot of history with that house. So Elle and her best friend, I don't know why I can't remember this dude's name, and it's so sad. But anyway, Elle and her best friend decide that they're gonna keep the house well, they're gonna fix up and move everything out the house by the time the parents come back, because I think they went on a trip. But basically, they decided that they were going to fix it up for the mom and take it from there. But the problem that I want to address in this movie, that, and this has been a reoccurring theme with this movie. Elle is dating Noah. Noah is her boyfriend, and he's the brother to her best friend, Lee. The problem that I have with this movie is that after it took 3 movies for this girl to finally make a decision for herself, based for herself. Now, she had the choice of going to Berkeley with Lee because that was a childhood dream of theirs, to go to school together. But then things happened. Lee's girlfriend ended up breaking up with him because she didn't want to do the long distance thing. And that kind of put a monkey wrench into the plans. But then Noah wanted her to go to school with him as well. But then she felt that she might be missing out on other opportunities in the world, and she didn't want to, I guess, sort of stifle herself in her growth process, because she was always doing something for someone else and not for herself. Like, I think there's the theme here that I really don't understand why this is a thing in this movie, that she can never make a decision based off of what she wants. And if she does something that's based off of what she wants, she's always considered selfish. Like how the second movie where Lee found out that she got she decided to apply to Berkeley, and he found the book, not Berkeley, Harvard, excuse me, and he goes complete, like, he just craps on her, like things like that. Like, you're her friend, you should be supportive of your friend's decisions, regardless if you don't like the decisions that they make. Like, dude, like, chill out, And it wasn't really fair. Like, I felt like a lot of times, yes, maybe she did have the wrong choices, and like she made the wrong choices. Like, she was motivated for the right reasons, but she did things the wrong way. And then plus 2, she started to have feelings for this other guy named Marco, and then Marco comes back into the picture in the third movie, and then he puts like a little wrench in between her relationship with Noah. So then it's like, why would you do all of this? Like, I never understood that. And it finally takes Noah and her to finally break up for them to actually, I guess that is a spoiler, shoot, okay, I'm sorry, but I have to say this because it's pertinent to what my point is. Why does it have to take for her and Noah to finally break up, or Noah just breaking up with her in general, to finally have Elle to be standing on her own as a person, her own individual? Like, some of these movies really make me cringe, because it's like you're putting the notion out there that this young lady can't make a decision for herself, and everything must be guided based off of someone else. And the notion is that she makes decisions based off of men. And I'm just like, why are we putting this type of message out there that she can't, have the right choice for herself? Like, of course, she could have easily went and said, screw Noah, let me go to Berkeley and be miserable as hell with Lee. And that's not really what she wanted. She didn't even want the school because the school had nothing that she wanted. Then you go to Noah, you're around Noah and his friends, you don't know anybody else there except for Noah's best friend, who happens to be the girl that she thinks that he was cheating on her with. And her name was Chloe. And look what happened. And then they still didn't get together even after he breaks up with Elle. But my point is that why does this movie or these type of movies in general come up with the notion that you must make a decision based off of someone else's, wants and needs? Like, it wasn't even fair to put her in that bubble. Like, okay, the first movie basically said, all right, you can't date my brother, he's off limits, he's bad trouble, this, that, and the third. Then when she gets upset with Noah is demanding her and expecting her to come at his will. And I'm like, that's not how this works. Then you have the second movie where Lee is not honest with her about how his girlfriend feels about the two of them spending so much time together, and Lee is coming up with lies to get out of situations with Elle so that he could please his girlfriend, but at the same time you're shitting on your friend. And this is a friend that you've been friends with since birth. Literally, you guys share the same freaking birthday. So it was like, why is it that she has to always do something based off of someone else? And then what happens, like, at the end, like, they basically, it's not so much that they're together, but it looks like it's hinting towards them getting back together, because now they're in different stages in their lives. Like, they have careers now. I'm assuming they're like in their, I don't know, maybe early to mid 20s. So now that they've gone to college and they've experienced all these other experiences now, and she cut her hair and she has like this little shortcut now, and she's looking a lot more grown and more independent. Why did she have to gain her independence? Just because she finally said, you know what? Why did it have to take Noah breaking up with her to finally get her independence? Like, I feel like that's such a horrible message to send to young girls who may watch this movie and think that this is the way how life works, that just because your significant other wants you to do something or wants you to go somewhere and be close to them, all of a sudden, like, you lose your sense of identity. And I think that was the problem, that she was too busy trying to appease both Lee and Noah in the same regard. But it was like, she literally said she couldn't do something without hurting the other one. So she was totally screwed if she went to Berkeley and left Noah behind. And then that could have been the reason why they broke up. Or if she went to Harvard, then that she would have lost Lee as a friend forever. And I feel like that was a bad circumstance to put someone in, regardless of whether or not, like, they're, like, if it was in a romantic relationship or platonic relationship. Like, you really are making her and forcing the person to make a decision that they might not even want, and you're putting them in a box. And it wasn't really fair. And I just don't like, something about that just doesn't sit well with me. Even if I know it's just a movie and it's not real, but some of these circumstances can happen. These scenarios can happen where you have someone that you care about, and they pretty much give you a choice of a pick me type of thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh well, you know what, screw that if you don't do what I want you to do. And it's not fair. Like, you're putting a lot of pressure on one individual, and she's young. She's literally just she's graduating high school, and the first thing you want to do is put pressure on her to go and be with you because you want it to happen. And the thing about it is, like, people grow up, people's goals change over time. Your goals might not be the same like they were when you were like 14 and 15 years old. Your goals might be different as opposed to when you're 18 or or even 25. Hell, even when you reach 40, your mindset changes. It's very rare that you might still want to be we still share the same goals, but to put Elle in that position, it was just like complete and total bullshit to me. Like, each movie basically said, pick me because I was the right choice, because one, I have a dick. And it wasn't even like, I was like, what the hell is this? When you break it down, like, no, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I hate men and stuff like that. That's not my point. But I feel like it's unfair to put anyone in that position, regardless of, gender or even sexuality for that matter. It's unfair to put someone in a box like that and say, okay, my best friend wants me to go to school with him because this is something we planned since we were like little kids. Okay, fine. But then things changed. She got with Noah, his older brother. So shit changes, shit happens. Okay, you didn't like the coupling at first. You got used to it, sort of. You had to learn to adapt. Lee ended up getting a girlfriend at the end of the first movie, and she breaks up with him in the third. Sorry for the spoiler, but it's pertinent to my point. You cannot put people in situations and force them to make decisions that they don't want to do, because guess what happens? You end up now you're forcing the person to make a choice, a third option that nobody is going to be happy with, except for maybe the person that initiated that third choice, the third option. And I'm thankful that Elle finally picked herself. I mean, there was other times where she did things and it just kind of seemed like in a selfish way, like on the surface level. But she finally said, screw it. I'm going to the school that I want to go to. And you know what? After not talking to Lee or Noah for a certain amount of time, she was able to finally be able to write her acceptance letter, well, not, I wouldn't say her acceptance letter, her entrance letter, and finally be able to do the things that she wanted to do. Like, she wanted to take a chance on doing, I think it might be photography, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But she wanted to do something for her on her own. And I think that was the best part of the movie, was finally like, damn. I was like, damn, it finally took you this long to get to this point. I think maybe because I'm a type of person that I want the character to show growth. And when I don't see it and it's the same thing, the repetition all the time, it pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie. But I think that in her case, I feel like she finally got to a point where she wanted to be in life, and that's what I liked. Finally, she had some level of development. Did it come too late? I wouldn't say that, because you need to put things in the story to make it a little bit more interesting, like bringing back Marco, having him and Noah go at it a little bit. You need tension in the story. I'm glad that I was able to sit down and actually take time to analyze the movies for what they were. But it's just like, I just don't like the message that they were portraying here in the movie. But overall, I think if you want to watch something, with like teens and stuff and romance, then I would say, watch the trilogy. Is it something to be taken too seriously? No, because again, at the end, it's like just a teen romance movie. But just know that there's certain things to look for. So I think that's pretty much it. I know that this is probably one of the shortest episodes that I've ever recorded, but I just want to let you guys know that I'm here, I'm back, and yeah, I'm here to stay. So that was my review and analysis of The Kissing Booth Part 3. So stay tuned next time for episode 20, which is going to be the cap off for season 1. So I'm gonna end it at season 1, episode 20, and that should be coming out soon. We are going to talk about, I've been watching this reality show lately, and I don't really do reality shows, but I've been watching Selling Sunset. I watched all of those seasons, so I'm up to date with that. And now I just finished Selling Tampa. It's about women doing real estate in Tampa, Florida. So it's a contrast to out in California. Certain demographic. We're going to talk more about that in next episode. And that's it, guys. So I'll see you next time. This is Samantha K, and this is the Samantha K Experience. Later.